Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Charlie, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious homemade pie crust from scratch. This pie crust can be used to create all different types of pies. Pies like sweet potato, pecan, pumpkin, lemon meringue, or even apple pie. I have recipe videos to those pies, and I have the links in the description box. This recipe can make in between 1 to 10 individual pie shells. Now it really depends on the size pie pan that you are using. If you have a 9-inch round deep dish pie pan, then you'll be able to make one of them, but you'll still have a little room to put like a little lattice top or something for like an apple pie or something like that. Now if you have the 8-inch round pie pans and they're not deep dish, you can make 2 pie shells with that. But if you're using the small pie pans, you can make about 8 to 10 pie shells. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Here is all what you will need to make your pie crust. Let's get started with our ingredients. You will need some all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, unsalted butter cold, and butter flavored vegetable shortening cold. Now if you don't have the butter flavored version of this shortening, you can use the regular flavor if you like. For your tools, you will need a rolling pin and a food processor. Now you will need this to cut the cold butter and shortening into the flour for this recipe, and a 9-inch round deep dish pie pan. And there we have it. In a food processor, add 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter cold, and 6 tablespoons of butter flavored vegetable shortening cold. Pulse this for about 3 minutes or until that butter and shortening is cut into the flour. And as you can see, that butter and that shortening is cut into the flour. Exactly what we want. We've transferred our flour mixture into a large bowl. Add 1/3 cup of cold water. Give this a quick stir. Now we're going to take our hands and we're going to form this into a dough. Our mixture is added dough now. Wrap the dough with plastic wrap. And place this into your refrigerator for 40 minutes. Lightly flour the surface of your table. Place your dough on top of the table. Take your hands and press down on the dough, forming a flat circle. Add a small amount of flour on top of the flattened circle. Take your rolling pin, add flour on that as well. Roll the dough out into a 14-inch in diameter circle. And this is how it looks when we're done. Now roll this out into a 14-inch in diameter circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now we're going to take a little small amount of flour and add that onto the dough. Take your rolling pin and place it onto the edge of the circle of dough and proceed to roll the dough onto the rolling pin. Now as you roll the dough onto the rolling pin, make sure you lightly flour the dough as you're rolling it so that way it won't stick to the rolling pin or the dough itself. Here we have our 9-inch deep dish pie pan. we're going to place the rolling pin with the dough on it onto the edge of the pie pan and proceed to roll the dough off of the rolling pin onto the pie pan. Now we're going to raise the ends of the dough while pressing down onto the inside of the pie pan, and this will make sure that the dough fits into the pie pan. Take some kitchen scissors and cut off about 2 inches of dough off of the pie shell. Now you want to make sure you leave about 1.5 inches of dough hanging. Now as for the rest of the dough, you can take that leftover dough and you can roll it out and make a lattice top for apple pie if you like. Now we're going to take the edge of the dough and we're just going to roll it and tuck it under. You want to make sure that that's straightened out. Just press down onto the edge of the pie pan just to make sure that dough fits perfectly. Place your index fingers and middle finger onto the edge of your pie dough. Push outward with your right index and middle fingers while pushing inward with your left index finger. Make sure you go all around the edge of the pie pan with this exact same decoration. Now you could do this however way you like. And you want to make sure that you do this as carefully and as neat as possible. Lightly press back the dough onto the pie pan, as when we did the decoration we kind of pushed the dough inward, so we're just pressing that back onto the pie pan. To store your pie crust, place it into your freezer. Once the pie crust is frozen, you can add your filling. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, homemade pie crust made from scratch. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. You can also check out this recipe along with all of my other recipes at www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also like, follow, or contact me on Facebook and on Instagram under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's taste test is coming up next. Now it's time for Charlie's taste test. Yes, a taste test for the pie crust. Yeah, absolutely. I've taken a piece of pie crust and I put it in the microwave. As you can see, that's pretty flaky. Looks good. The pie crust is nice, flaky, has a nice buttery flavor to it. It's has a slight sweetness to it, a little hint of saltiness to it, just a little bit, not too much, just right. And like I said, the pie crust is absolutely flaky, really good. And I forgot to mention that this pie crust is also crunchy as well. It has a nice little crunch to it. If I break it, as you can see, it crumbles. It's really good. So give the recipe a try. I hope you all enjoyed the video. So until next time, take care, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.